First and foremost, all thanks and praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Warakwadash. Peace, blessings, much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. And the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. I'm going to read 1 Peter chapter 2 and 18. Servants, and remember, we're servants one to another. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward. So a lot of people will cling to someone who's more gentle in their teachings, and they'll make that a reason to why they listen to their videos, and then compare to someone who's more aggressive or someone who comes off a little more straightforward, they'll take that as an excuse not to listen, But it says, servants, be subject to your masters with all fear. So when you watch men's videos, when you're amongst brothers, you need to fear. You need to take him as if he is a man of the Lord. Now, we don't know who's of the elect, but we got an idea. Stop playing, okay? We got an idea. And when you're around men who's teaching this word, men who are sincere, when they're talking or when they're giving advice or whatever they're doing, you should fear, because the Lord is dealing with that man, all right? With all fear, not only to the good and gentle. So yeah, someone who's a little more soft-spoken, maybe they don't speak as loud, maybe they come off as, I don't want to say shy, but they might come off a little more bashful in the spirit. You might see someone like that more bearable, more tolerable to listen to. But you're not only supposed to just listen to someone because they're speaking to you in a more laid-back manner, but also to the froward. So when you're listening to our elder apostles, when you're listening to the apostles who have come after them, because apostle just means sent forth, all right? It didn't take the disciples 15 plus years to become apostles. It happened in a very short manner, okay? So when you're watching these videos, don't just watch these videos like you're just watching some normal guy, some dude who don't know what he's talking about. When you're watching a brother teach the words of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you have to fear and understand, okay, the Lord is with this man. Let me listen. Let me consider. And that goes for all of us. Okay? Let's go to Luke. Many people, they get offended too damn easy, and that's going to be to their demise. Luke chapter 7 and 33. For John the Baptist came neither eating bread nor drinking wine, and ye say he had a devil. The Son of Man is come eating and drinking, and ye say, behold, a gluttonous man and a wine bibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. So, as brothers like to say when we break this down, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So whether we come gentle or we come straight forward, if you're rebellious, you're rebellious. If you're of the foundation of the world to be destroyed, that's just what it's going to be. There's nothing that we can do about that, all right? The elect are going to resonate with this word. The elect are not going to so much be caught up in how it's being said. They're going to be caught up in what's being said. The words that come out of your mouth, do they line up with the words of the Lord? That's what the elect are looking into. The elect are not going to get caught up and, oh, this man is too aggressive, right? Or this man, he's too short. He couldn't hurt a fly. We're not getting caught up in those things. We're looking at what a man is saying. We're looking at a man's demeanor. We're looking at a man's, characteristics, his traits in his day-to-day life. Okay? Which you can't just get all that off of watching a video, but watching a video, you should get an idea of a person's spirit. Okay? Whether they're full of ish, like a catfish, okay? Or they're really about what they're expressing. They're really about the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And if you're of the elect, you'll be able to figure that out. Okay? You're not going to be playing back and forth for 10, 20 years trying to figure out who has the truth. Okay? You're going to have quick understanding. All right? So, whether we come at our people more laid back, more humble, whether we have to, speak with aggression, whether it be our personality, whether it be, the moment they start bucking up, right? The moment they start acting hard-headed and trying to be funny, right? Then you might buck up, and then they see that as a reason to not listen. See, I don't got to listen to you, right? They rouse you up, and now you're coming more forward. Now you're being more straightforward. Now you're saying something like, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua gonna put you to death. You can't say that. See, a man of God wouldn't say something like that. Right? But people, they always try to find a way out. But that's all right. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? So a lot of people are proud. Here it is. We're just flesh and blood. Here it is. We're mortals, right? But people get so proud, and they show it just based off of them making an excuse on why they don't need to listen to you. They get so proud that they're caught up in how you're saying something compared to what you're saying, right? Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. Hey, that's so damn wicked right there, boy. And that's where a lot of adultery comes from, too. That's where a lot of murders come from. A lot of evil things come from a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth his bowels. Let me jump down to, where is it at? Verse 12, the beginning of pride is when one departed from the power, and his heart is turned away from his maker. So if you feel like, man, I ain't got to watch this dude, who the hell he think he is? He talking like he know what he's talking about. He talking like the Lord really dealing with him. You don't fear the Lord, okay? You're not being subject to your master, seeing, hey, you want to be great? Part of being great is also being a servant. And that's what a lot of men have a problem with. And you might see a man, because he goes out and he speaks with aggression, you might think he just the type of guy to just start fights and all that. No. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. All right? A lot of these people who claim to be humble and try to come off like they just smooth all the time, like they just don't get roused up, those be some of the most snaky dudes, man. All right? The beginning of pride is when one departed from the power, and his heart is turned away from his maker. And that's all you have to do to be proud. All you have to do is turn your neck to this word. All you have to do is turn this neck from a brother. Turn that hard-ass neck from a brother that's preaching the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and you're treating him like he came up with those words on his own. You treating him like what he's saying don't mean nothing, because you don't like him, right? You're looking for an escape plan. For pride is the beginning of sin, and that's what Cain did. Because of his pride, he made that rebellious sacrifice. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities, and overthrew them utterly. So pride is not something that the Lord's taken lightly. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 3. And say not, who shall control me from my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. So a lot of our people are proud, and that's why they feel like they can't be told nothing. That's why they'll make an excuse to why they feel like they don't need to listen to the mouth of the prophets. They'll make every excuse, and I'm speaking of men who claim to be prophets. Just because we're prophets, we're still servants. Just because we're prophets and we teach, we're still learning. Every day is a learning process. And we are to be servants one to another. And according to what Yahweh Shai said, I don't know why it's so difficult, but if you really want to be great, you got to learn how to be a servant first. And if you don't know how to be a servant, you're not going to know how to be great. Okay? You're not going to see a person ruling who everybody admires who doesn't know how to be a servant. People are going to try to overthrow this man. They're going to try to kill him because he's wicked. He don't know how to look out for his congregation. He doesn't know how to look out for his kingdom. He's selfish. All he's thinking about is popping all these different women and then taking other man's women. And here it is, the kingdom's going to shambles, and you have his servants trying to warn him, and he's just too caught up and just having dominion, okay? Just caught up in a power trip because he doesn't know how to be a servant. And we have to understand, part of being a servant is being able to listen to a man's words more than how he says his words. Because bitch and female dog, for example, it's the same thing. But you'll get caught up in how it's being said. And based off of that, this truth will be choked out of you that easy. Because you're being carnal. But I'm going to go on ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to give all thanks and praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wa Rakakwadash. Shalom.